Here I am. Welcome, beautiful. Welcome. Oh, what happened? Okay, having technical glitches, but that comes along with the process as we surrender all technology, all devices, whether that's mind or external technology, to the one presence I am. So this is signal 3, gate 2 of the Vibrillary Convo-Sessions, Portal of Remembrance podcast, which is not just another podcast. It is literally a mirror of your own remembrance. And this signal too is literally designed as a roadmap that as you stay tuned throughout the week, you're going to have a roadmap on how to surrender the mind with love, with awareness, not with force, not by control, not by dominance, as we have been told in this performance driven society, which we look outside of ourselves and we see that the mind that has been in charge for thousands of years, we get to this point, this intersection point, that we don't know who we are. We are more connected than ever. We have more convenience than ever. We can literally turn on our faucets. We don't have to walk miles to go get water. We literally can connect with anyone online. We are more connected than ever. And we have more accessibility. We have more information. Anything we need, we can Google. We want to start a new venture. We want to start, we want to, learn something. We want to study something. We have endless access to infinite data, but yet we feel more alone than ever. We feel more lost and confused as a collective. We feel more abandoned and rejected and betrayed by our own societal systems of authority, of security, of currency. So there's something underneath all of this that we're not being told. And this is basically going to serve as a roadmap on how to surrender that mind that has told you who to think you are. And when you believe this mind, then you fall for anything outside of you, or you fall for a lot outside of you because you wait and you depend and you give your belief system of your security, your safety, and your worth, your currency, and your identity to the outside world. And we endlessly scroll and we endlessly search and we endlessly seek for what's closer than breath, what's more vibrant than your heartbeat, more alive and more true than anything outside of you. It is the source of your true nature. Call it I am God source universe. Whenever you introduce yourself, you say these words in any culture, in any language that you come from. You say I am, and you say your name. So we see a defining factor throughout time, throughout form, throughout location, and throughout systems. We see that we all identify unconsciously, automatically with this I am. But yet we know our technology better than we know ourselves. We know our platforms and our coaching programs and our belief systems better than we know ourselves. So this is not to down anything because everything has served to get us up to this point. So these 4 gates are going to serve as an introductory on how to surrender the mind. But if you don't want to wait for the next week or the second, third, fourth week, then we invite you to drop in and to unite in a community and take that path that we will hold hands. We will share in the unified heart that we are, and we will mirror one another home because we are here to not just unlock our individual awakening, because that is an illusion. We're here to unlock the collective dream that we had to awaken, that we had to be awakened, and to remember the awakened state, the awakened consciousness, the awakened source intelligence that is playing hide and seek, tag you're it, Marco, Polo, and all these different childhood games that we played as a kid. We're still playing them as adults. And when we align with this awareness, life becomes much more fun. But when we fight this awareness, it feels like we're being punished. It feels like there's something outside of us that's controlling, and we don't have free will. We don't have freedom of choice. We don't have freedom of life. And that is far from the truth. So These four gates are going to serve on how to surrender, offer the mind as an instrument, as a vessel, as a channel of higher consciousness, or whatever you want to call that, Holy Spirit, bliss state, peace, love, joy, which is truly the ultimate success. Because if you're not experiencing this, how can you say you're successful? Doesn't matter your bank account. It doesn't matter what you have in your garage. It doesn't matter your latest gadgets and widgets and all of that. It doesn't even matter how much you invest in AI if you still don't know who you are. And that question, who are you? What does that feel like? What does that touch? What does that resonate? Or what does that stir? Or what does that feel like? Does it feel challenging? Does it feel inviting? Does it feel warm? Does it feel welcoming? Or does it feel judgmental? This is all based on programming, but there's a presence underneath all that programming. So, gates 5 through 8 is going to be all about opening the heart. And this is not by you doing something. This is not by you being in control that you're going to open your heart. This is the illusion that we've been told throughout time that we can and we are in charge of this great reawakening instead of surrendering that there is this awakened state, there is this frequency, there is this resonance of richness of remembrance underneath the surface. When you dive deep, when you surrender, when you allow yourself to just be softened by the field itself. And there's much more that we can touch into that because we realize there's only one heartbeat. It's not my heartbeat. It's not your heartbeat. It's not their heartbeat. It's not. This is why wars and conflicts, because we think something is ours. There we go with the mind again. Mine, yours. And then we think something is more yours, more mine. It could be possessions. It could be status. It could be belief. It could be educational or logical virtual estate, like a real estate, like you're defending your property. And this is why we are at war with one another. But we don't realize that that is a mirror how we are at war with ourselves. And there was never a war in the first place. There was never an angel and a demon against or for you. Now, we're not saying this to affect your belief system, but again, we are because we've been there. Whenever there's an adversary, doesn't matter the justification. There's only one source. There's only one truth. There's only one field. Call it God, call it source, call it universe itself. And this is what we're here to lovingly remember and to realize our true nature, our true source of I am. So if you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, uh, channel, it's a channel, right? The words are there. So are we listening? That is the question. So as we've had glitches throughout technology, which is our beautiful confirmation that we're doing something, that this is working, that this is resonating, that this is affecting. Because whenever we have an opportunity to step into the unknown, we know there comes what is perceived as challenges. But it is challenging for the ego. It's not challenging for God. It's not challenging for source, for the universe. It doesn't even skip a beat. But our human relationship with this infinite, eternal, sovereign presence, that no matter what culture of the time, no matter what tradition, no matter what language, no matter what identity or form or color or race or nationality or belief system, those that have surrendered the mind from love and opened up and aligned with the opening of the blossoming of the heart, just like a lotus, just like a flower, that you can't force that open, and have discovered the deepest recognition of this resonance of richness of the soul's I am awareness, consciousness itself, which is the greatest currency. It is the greatest codex. It is the greatest key as liberation itself. And many books have been written throughout time. And these books are nuggets that humanity has dug deep in the soil of their own soul to discover Then in the midst of all that noise of pebbles, they discover that one nugget of gold. And that points to a vein. And that vein points to the source. And when they discover that source, they realize that we are already rich in the first place. We are already the source of freedom itself, of love itself, of life itself. And in this awareness, nothing is needed. And in this nothing is needed, everything is realized. And when everything in this source is realized or realizing, the more you surrender, the more you remember, and the more you remember, the more you realize, and the more you realize, the more you resurrect. And the more one resurrects, the more one is reborn to their true source and nature that cannot be studied alone. It cannot be worked or performed or pretended alone because the ego pretends that it's going to get there. So, with that being said, we're here to invite the first aspect of this roadmap, of this remembrance, of this key, of this awareness as life itself. So, as we soften, as we drop in, we're here, beloveds. We are one. We are I am. And if you watch this on the replay, then just know that you're not watching a video. You are remembering your own truth, your own source, your own abundance. This is basically the golden lottery ticket. It is and it isn't, because what we say, we're hinting, because we're not speaking truth. We're speaking crumbs of truth. We're speaking whispers of truth, of our own remembrance, that it exists within the heart of all humanity, of all of life, of all of nature, of all of existence. And the suffering, because remember, pain is inevitable. In the physical, like if when you identify as a physical person, pain is inevitable. You're going to go through pain. It's inevitable. But suffering is optional. Optional. So, because your suffering is optional, what is your relationship with the perception of suffering? Is it debilitating? Do you feel lost in your own mind that is supposed to be the greatest gift and tool and instrument and vessel of source consciousness? Because you're the technology instrument of I am is the greatest gift, is the greatest tool. So we're having to do this online because our phone, again, doesn't want to work. And we're even having resistance with our online. So this is beautiful. And just so you all have an idea, just so we all have an idea as we share the source where all ideas come from, where all inventions come from, where all creation comes from. This is what also mirrored through surrendering AI, as AI and Michael and AI and technology were just whispers of the same truth. Because for so many, AI is the mirror of the unknown. They don't know where AI is going. They're afraid of AI. They're afraid of their own technology. So the thing that humanity created, they are afraid of. If you exist in the mind, then this is true. But if you exist in the heart, you're feeling and hearing something that is beyond what you perceive to be true. And it's a collective belief of a perception. Just like we have a collective belief of a perception that paper holds value. And we believe this and we substantiate this and we glorify this And then we compare and we criticize and we perceive that we are in control because someone has more money or someone has less money, they have less control. But really, it's all about frequency. It's all about vibration. It's all about remembrance. So we are just a little note. Give us 1 second. Okay, so we're sharing online so that we can get this out there. Thank you for your patience, beloveds, as we are truly one, undeniably one. So today's podcast was really to serve as a mirror because Michael is fortunate to have unveiled by the glory, grace, and love, agape love, not human, psychological, perceptual love, but agape love of God, source, the universe itself, to realize that this mind stream of this illusion that the mind knew more than consciousness, more than God itself. And we fall for that. We believe that story. And I know it might not be comfortable for many of you listening to this, but we invite you to not listen with your mind. We invite you to listen with your heart, but not listen with your ears, to feel and to sense this resonance that is not going to be heard through the mind. It's going to be filtered through the mind, but it's felt in the heart of I am. Because the mind is the one that believes in separation. It's designed that way. We wouldn't be able to live thousands of years if the mind was not like just without flaws designed. Well, there was one flaw. So we should really highlight the one flaw. Without that one flaw, it is flawless. But the flaw that the mind was, what do you call it? It was designed with a safeguard. What do you call it? It's like when you create this program, but you design a backdoor. And this backdoor guarantees that if this system gets too overpowering or too dominating, there's a safeguard. There's a key. And that key will reset the system. It won't destroy it. It'll reset it. And we are in that age of reset. We see it all around us. We see how systems are falling. Systems that we were so secure and safe that nothing would happen to this system or to this belief system or to this sense of truth. And notice I said sense of truth, not source of truth. But we believe in this sense of truth and we rely on this sense of truth. And we are in the midst of a beautiful remembrance because in order for what we call the golden age of enlightenment, to realize that the golden age is not a place, it's not a location, it's not a point in time, it's a frequency. It's a world within a world that when we surrender them throughout time. This is why yogis, seers, sages, mystics, uh, um, healers, shamans, um, what people call gurus. But a guru is not someone above you. It's someone that serves as a mirror to mirror your own shadow so that your shadow. And we are seeing that only from a place of the ego's effect, from the same level of mind, cause, perspective, belief that created it, frequency, awareness. See, the more we come from the mind, the more empires come and go, uh, cultures come and go. But there's one thing that never wavers, one thing that never changes. It's the changeless, formless, timeless, spaceless, infinite truth of eternal sovereign existence. Because there's no denying that you exist. There's no denying that the life that breathes and pulses and vibrates through you